Hey guys, I'm Chris.
Hey everybody, I'm Robert.
And this is the Film Flamers with, I guess, a now quarterly Shooting the Flames episode.
That's right.
We are now in Q2 of 2026 already.
Already, please. It felt Q1 felt ridiculously long.
15 years ago, it was Jan 1. No, it doesn't. I don't know. Wrong. It feels like a modicum of time has passed.
A decade.
Whatever.
Since the last we had a Shooting the Flames. But we're here now for this one. And
time is wash.
It's a construct. Hopefully, the construct of time will move faster throughout this year because Lord knows I want it to be over with. But
and this episode.
Oh.
For those of you who are already bored.
None of them are bored.
Okay.
Right? And you certainly won't be bored when we talk about one of the best things that have happened so far in 2026, in my opinion. Mayhaps the only good thing that's happened in 2026 so far. And that is the literal... No.
I ran to the Oscars.
I ran to the Oscars.
Cool things.
Yes, the literal haul that horror movies had at the Oscars this year.
Yeah.
9 horror wins. Can you even believe it?
Yeah. So the most important to me was the first one of the night, really, which was, Aunt Gladys.
That's right.
From Weapons. So, Amy Madigan finally had her Oscar win, 40 years later after her first nomination?
Mm-hmm.
Crazy.
For a horror movie. And it has been quite some time since we had an acting win for a horror movie. I guess Black Swan was the last one.
Wow. So, I don't even really, we've deep dove in it, but. Yeah.
Sinners, really cleaned up quite a bit. Didn't get Best Picture, although I really, really wanted it to. Didn't get Best Director, although I really, really wanted it to. But, let's face it, one battle after another was winning all the fucking things.
Well, I think it got Best Music and maybe Best Song.
No, it didn't get Best Song.
Oh, that was Demon Hunters. Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is also kind of a horror movie. Kind of.
Yeah, sure. Gateway.
I liked it. I liked it a lot. But yeah, so for those of you who follow us on the Instagram, we were live Insta-ing, if that's a verb these days, all of the horror wins on our story. And it was good to see everybody sort of liking that and following along. Hopefully you were all watching the Oscars and cheering all the horror movies because this has just never happened before where we had this many nominations. Sinners, a horror movie, has the most nominations at the Oscars ever. It set a record this year, beating things like Titanic and whatnot, And so, I feel like that's a big feat. And hopefully, with this new guard at the Academy, people will stop looking down on horror so much.
Mm-hmm.
As these younger voters start coming in, they are paying more attention to horror. And as horror movies just get better and better each year, we can do this, y'all. So
yeah, but it's we can get dramas that are small and but flashy,
mm-hmm.
or less so, and they're capable of winning, like The Artist or something, I would love to see more indie-ish, and it's not even indie-ish, but it's closer to that. Horror movies get that sort of treatment or have that sort of potential, right? Mads would have been a great, I think, at least best foreign film.
Yeah, and I guess that's really up to the country to put it out there for that, and I think if more countries start realizing the kind of horror that they have, we might see that more often at the Academy Awards. So maybe, people will see what happened this year and then other countries will start listing their own in contention. And I know that The Ugly Stepsister is kind of indie-ish, and it got a nomination for Best Makeup and Hairstyling. So
it lost to Frankenstein, right?
Yeah, Lost to Frankenstein, which was not a small film. That was a very large film. You're correct. Yeah. But I don't know. I'll take what I can get right now. And I think that just adds a level of, what's the appropriate word to use? Legitimacy to horror.
Maybe. Yeah, I really loved that Amy Madigan won.
Yeah, I do too. Maybe we willed it into existence with our bonus episode. But she was cleaning up throughout the year, and Wunmi Masaka, who was also nominated for Best Supporting Actress for Sinners, did really good too. If either one of them had won, I'd be happy. But I was super happy that Amy Madigan won. I think it was such a weird role.
Well, Wimmy did a lot with very little. Amy Madigan just had more to do in the role.
Yeah.
You know.
So
I think Wimmy should have been nominated and won for her role in His House.
I agree.
Hands down. But that wasn't even nominated for anything, and it should have.
Nope, it was not. Not even for BAFTAs from its own home country. So, everybody, everyone around the world, let this be a lesson to you. Like, horror movies can be good and respected, and they can win awards, and they should when they're due. Mm-hmm. So, Amy Madigan was standing up there holding that Oscar for everyone who was nominated for a horror movie who didn't win, including Toni Collette. She should have thanked her.
Really?
For paving the way.
I know.
Well,
you got some comments that we can...
Yeah, we need to talk about our comments. We have a lot of them. Do we have any reviews, though?
No.
We'll skip right over that.
Yeah, 11 months. At least on Apple. We've gotten ratings everywhere, you know.
Yes, we've gotten lots of ratings and like review-like things on other platforms, but on Apple, it's been 11 months.
Yeah, because I think, you know, it's kind of a dying on the vine. Yeah. Like Spotify's where it's at these days.
It's fucking ghost town over there.
And you can't even write reviews on Spotify.
Mm-mm.
It's all about the ratings. But we do have a comment from our deep dive on Mads.
Okay.
And Ashlie on Instagram said, "It was really cathartic to hear your enthusiasm for this underwatched gem. It felt like my partner, and I have been loving this movie in a vacuum for the last year and a half." Hell yeah.
I'm glad that other people like it and already know it enough to like listen to our deep dive and then appreciated the deep dive.
And at the time we had put it on very high in our top 10s that year, 2024.
We did. And I feel like after that, like nobody was really talking about it after that even.
Yeah.
So when this comment came through on Instagram, I went over there immediately and like hearted it and then replied. And I was like, we are so glad that other people are watching this movie. You have no idea.
Right.
So thank you, Ashlie. On our deep dive into The Vanishing, George over on Patreon said, I organized my spice rack alphabetically. And I don't know what that means. I guess we made a comment about people who do that.
I think there was like a line or something.
In the movie?
Oh, no, it was in the synopsis.
Oh.
Like we were describing the killer.
I mean, I would also organize my spice rack alphabetically when I probably said that.
That's the only thing I don't organize alphabetically.
And yet, when I have to go to your spice rack, I know where things are.
Oh.
So, it's okay. They're easy to find.
It's because I have 5.
But same, George. Same.
From our deep dive into Audition, Joanna over on Spotify said, the title of this episode is brilliant. And of course, that was Audition, When Harry Met Sally.
Guys, hopefully y'all are noticing what Chris is doing these days whenever he publishes our episode, and he has a little subtitle with them, and they're always very, very clever and make me laugh. Sometimes he will give me options of what he's thought of, and they're all fucking brilliant, and I'm like, dealer's choice, really.
I did not give one to Wild Zero.
Yeah, but that's kind of hard to do.
Yeah, it is. It's its own statement.
Yes, there's no need for a subtitle for that. So mayhaps on our next Shooting the Flames, when I'm making this document, I should also include the subtitles because I can't remember what Cujo's was, but I know it made me laugh. Something about rabies. But on that deep dive into Cujo, Kimberly over on Patreon shared some information with us that we had already shared with her. She just didn't know it. She said from Does the Doggy Die? .com some fun facts about filming that might make this easier to watch. There were several dog actors on set and they all did such a good job. Filmmakers had to take care not to get their wagging tails in the shot since they were so excited to be there. In the scene where Cujo was trying to get into the car, they put the dog's favorite toys inside to get those shots, and the foam coming from his mouth was egg white, which is healthy for dogs to eat, and they couldn't stop licking at it since it was so yummy. Lastly, of course, in the shots where Cujo was attacking or performing dangerous stunts, close-ups, and ramming his head into the car, a man in a dog suit or a mechanical dog head was used.
Yes, and of course I let her know that all of that was in our episode. But she'd only listened to like a half of it before she started commenting and like sending us voicemails, of which we have some later.
Good. I can't wait to hear that. She did. She replied and she was just like, well, because of ADD, I commented before I finished.
Which is great. I don't care. Yeah, that's exactly what we want. Yeah. From a hot take into Scream 7, George over on Patreon said, well, it's a movie. It has Ghostface in it. I concur.
That pretty much sums up our hot take.
Yep. And everything after Scream 2.
Yes, very astute, George. We are on the same page. Simpatico. So we gave a poll to our patrons over in February, I guess is when it was, giving them access to our private pile, our stash of movies that we have been holding on to watch. Our private pile, our physical medias. To choose from, and we got some comments about them. Penelope over there on Patreon said, I don't recommend come and see if you're not prepared for it. I'd recommend researching that one first. Not that either Film Flamer hasn't done research. This comment is for the rest of you.
Yeah, a little anecdote there. Steven Spielberg had everyone on the crew watch it when he was making Schindler's List to know what kind of movie they were making. So if that's anything.
Eventually, we're going to watch this movie. Mm-hmm. It's been in Chris's private pile for quite some time. And I feel like we have to be in the right headspace for that.
Yeah.
Or our patrons are going to have to make us do it.
I bought it in 2020.
That seems like the most appropriate year to purchase that movie.
Yeah. I haven't watched it.
Oh.
GlazedDonut over on Patreon said, whether it's chosen or not, Mr. Goodbar is a great way to honor Diane Keaton. And of course, spoiler alert, that's what we ended up watching.
That's right. And we did honor her. Mm. And mirroring that statement, Joanne over on Patreon said, since it's Cupid month, Mr. Goodbar is a solid twisted choice. It's also, as GlazedDonut says, a good way to honor Diane Keaton. I don't know if it's twisted.
So it goes.
Yeah, I mean the ending, I guess, but okay.
Well, everything's twisted to Joanne's fabrics.
My behavior in Joanne's fabrics is not indicative of who I am as a person. Or whatever.
From our hot take into whistle, Johnny Barrisset over on Instagram said, like your hot takes on Whistle, I went in and saw it early on the 28th. I thought it was going to be horrible by that first 15 minutes, but thankfully it picked up and the kills were pretty good. That's right. Like I had the exact same reaction. The first 15, I was like, God damn it. And then it just got better because all the kills were just like more and more unique and interesting and fun.
Doesn't that feel like forever?
Whistle?
We watched Whistle. I mean,
it was 80 years ago.
Yeah, 87 years. Johnny, yeah, we completely agree with you. And the kills were amazing. I think that's what saved that movie. So still, I guess, so far this year, it has the win for me for best kill. Mm-hmm. From our deep dive into Friday the 13th, several months ago, Bennett over on Patreon said, just rewatch this for, you guessed it, Friday the 13th this month. Couple comments. That prologue may be set in 1958, but the costumes and hairdos sure don't fit the period, and it always drives me up the wall. I would argue that Ned is the hottest guy in this movie. He's the one making silly Humphrey Bogart impressions and shooting arrows at inopportune times. But most importantly, wearing that offensive Indian outfit that still looks real cute on him, especially around the waist.
I don't remember.
I mean, I just have seen that movie so many times. And yeah, I guess, I mean, like he's attractive. Yeah, but he is like running around in that offensive Indian outfit. Native American. Yeah. Bennett.
I think we chose the guy in the wheelchair, right?
That's part 2.
Oh, fuck.
Yes, but we did. We chose the guy in the wheelchair.
That was 2 movies?
Yes.
How long has it been? Jesus.
I'm telling you, time makes no sense to me.
It's a flat circle.
That's right.
From our hot take into 28 years later, The Boner Temple, Nikki over on Patreon said, really enjoyed this movie, but I did need some fresh air during the scenes in the barn. Refine was enchanting, and the idea of Samson could be its own movie. And can't forget Radiohead in the soundtrack. Loved the incorporation of music. Thanks for the hot take. And right now, it's still number 1 for me on my list, that movie.
Yeah, maybe it is on mine. I haven't looked at my top 10 so far for the year in a minute.
Yeah. It's number 1 by, I think, a fair, comfortable margin, because everything else has been kind of like mid so far, except for that one. You know, and I'm not mad at that. It was a really well done movie. Refine's performance is amazing. I think the music was great. I loved the Jimmies.
I did too.
We keep saying to this day, how's that? How's that? Right. And of course, we did also mention how uncomfortable we were in the barn scene. Like it got to the point where it was just mean spirited, and just to the point where I was just like, this isn't fun. Like I need to go out. Like I'm gonna leave. Like this is just rude to this at this point. Like they stopped, and so that was good. And I think so they probably timed it well. But like if I reacted that way, like how would non-horror fans react? Which is probably not great.
Yeah, I feel like those moments were a lot, and I think that I have just kind of a really high threshold for tolerance for all those things, so it didn't really strike me as that bad, but I think for most people, it's certainly worse than what you would find in other 28 Days or Years Later's movies. So I get it, but
I think it was partially tone. Like we've seen worse things, like the Hills Have Eyes remake comes to mind, or some other scenes certainly. But I think it's the way it lingers. I think it's the way the scene is set up. I think it's because we're witnessing multiple things that's cross-wiring my brain at the same time. We're seeing child abuse happen, child soldiers.
Yeah. With
the Jimmies, we're watching a cult happen. We're watching kind of like a Manson-y, Silent Hill kind of thing happen. But at the same time, also kind of Clockwork Orangey with like this level of abuse, but also this level of physical violence that's torture. And they linger on that a little bit, just long enough to be super uncomfortable with it. And you don't feel good about anyone in that scene.
No. And I do think tone has something to do with it. I feel like that scene kind of is out of place with the rest of the movie, and so it's kind of like shocking in that regard.
It's also sad at this point for anyone out in the wilderness in these movies to die because they've survived so long.
Especially die that way.
Yep.
So I get that. I do agree with you, though. The music was really good. Radiohead and all the Duran Duran in it just like really made me happy. So,
yeah.
Nikki also commented on our Up in Flames year-end episode for 2025, and she said, so Bone Lake was interesting. Led to a fun conversation about trust and Airbnbs with my hubby. Got to talk about these things. Has anyone seen The Parenting? Interesting use of National Treasure Brian Cox.
I love National Treasure Brian Cox.
I think I know people who've seen The Parenting.
I mean, he just pops up everywhere, doesn't he? Long Kiss Goodnight. Then he was in the evacuation of the torso of Emily Rose or whatever the fuck it was.
The Autopsy of Jane Doe?
Yes, that's what it is.
The evacuation of the... Brian Cox is a national treasure. And I guess, when The Parenting came out last year... So yeah, I didn't catch that one. I know it was an HBO movie.
You know what movie I keep hearing about that I need to see? Like, but it was just like so low key that I didn't. It's the Stay or The Visit, where the kiddos go and visit the grandparents.
Oh, the Shyamalan movie?
Yeah,
it's good.
I've never seen it.
It was one of the. In the latter part of Shyamalan movies, it's the best.
Oh, not Devil. Of course, he didn't direct that. I don't think.
Yeah, he just produced that one.
Yeah,
like this one. This one's really good. I think you would like it. I like Devil. I do. I own Devil.
Pablo the Rhino over on Patreon said, "I'm so pleased that Sinners is your number one film of 2025 because of two things. First, it's the only film on your list that I've actually seen. And two, I would find it hard for another film that would top this. Even though there are other period films at the same time as this, or even other vampire films, this felt like a breath of fresh air. The clothes, the sets, the story, the characters was all very pleasing. And my God, the music being another character in itself was brilliant. I love blues music, and it used to great effect here. Is it perfect? No. I did feel like it felt rushed at times. I personally would have liked a little more time with the people inside the barn before the big mouth invited the vampires in, but that's me being persnickety. For anyone who hasn't seen it yet, please do. And learn from me, do not spoil it for anyone who doesn't know about it by saying it's about vampires. My wife and I absolutely no idea about this film, and me being a big mouth myself, I completely spoiled it by saying it just before the film started. Yay me. Now, I have to say, this was in all of the later trailers for this, so they spoiled it in the trailers. So I guess you're going into these movies kind of blindly, or at least some people are.
Yeah, that would only make sense. Although for this movie, I only watched that first trailer. And I feel like when we first discussed it on Shooting the Flames, it was kind of like, could be demons, could be vampires, either kind of way. But I feel like word of mouth really got around that this was a vampire movie, like right after it came out anyway. So, but Pablo, that was the only movie you've seen from our list. I feel like we had a lot of popular things on our list this year for the first time ever.
Are you a fan of horror movies?
Pablo the Rhino. Really? We'll go back to our list and watch the rest of them, and then come back and comment again. But we're glad you like Sinners. It is a really good
I
movie.
think he's not a literal rhino.
Are you lying about that too, Pablo? Nicole, over on Patreon, actually in the chat, said, so, on the long walk, my tween kept asking to watch it over winter break, and I said not until I have a chance to preview it, because I know the source material very well. We were on a plane, and I was zoned into something else when he jumped out of his goddamn skin suddenly. He had signed into the United app and started watching it. I had a split second where I almost told him to wait until I had seen it, but then decided just to let him roll with it, because that's pretty much how I fell in love with Stephen King at his age. God bless you, amen. Consumption when parents were weary. Well, my parents didn't give a shit, but oh well. He loved it. Big old crocodile tear, and he asked to watch more. Stand By Me is next. Good choice, Nicole, for the next follow-up.
It's not scary, though. It's like his most unscary movie.
When I was younger, I was terrified of Stand By Me.
Just watch him It.
Only because of that. Let him watch it, Nicole.
Let's ease in. We'll make a gateway Stephen King. And we'll go in and we'll be like, okay, we're going to go into the 90s remake of The Shining. And then we're going to dip our toes into some Needful Things and slip onto something more comfortable with
Gerald's Game.
Rose Red. Gerald's Game is last. Deglovings are always last. Spoiler alert. Nicole also continued and said, also, I haven't been engaged on the socials for a while because the crotch fruit is getting older and busier. They still request the podcast in the car, though. And I finished a master's program right before turning 50, but thank y'all for the content. All the laughs and conversations, you've become quite meaningful to us.
Oh, thank you, Nicole. I guess that's a review.
It is. We love you.
We love you, Nicole.
That's our review of you.
You have been around for quite some time, and we appreciate it. And we know that you and the crotch fruit enjoy listening to us in the car. I think Chris commented and said sorry about all the cursing, and we really are fucking sorry about it. But
cordial salutations to you and the fam.
That's right. And keep up the Stephen King. And master's programs are hard. We did a deep dive. We did a deep dive into Terminator 2 Judgment Day years ago.
Yeah.
And Pablo the Rhino commented, this deep dive is the one episode I keep going back to ever since I happily stumbled across you flamers. I have always loved T2, and to this day I believe it is the best sequel of all time. A great movie is only as great as its villain, right? And Robert Patrick is so scary with his machine-like performance. The rest of the cast also do a great job at this never-ending chase of a film. 10/10 film that I can watch at any time of the year. I just wish Cameron would come away from this Avatar obsession and go do something else.
I want to say all of his sequels are great.
Yeah.
You know, I think Aliens is great.
Yes.
You know, that would be Terminator 2 and Aliens are some of the best sequels of all time. I want to say, especially when it's not directed by the same director. Now, I have to say, The Way of Water, I like the first Avatar. The Way of Water was very filler, second movie, middle movie syndrome. I was kind of overwhelmed by it visually and never felt the need to see it again. But this last one, Fire and Ash, was incredible. It was very, very good. I would say it's my favorite Avatar so far.
Yeah, you were singing its praises right afterward. It's on Disney Plus now.
And there's just nothing. You go in and you're like, I've seen everything. You know, like how can they, like, with this day and age, how can they make things even better, like visually? Like, it will blow you away. There's just nothing that comes close. That's why it won an Oscar.
Well, I need to see the second one because I haven't seen that one yet, I guess.
Yeah, I guess.
Is he going to make more of them?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
there's 2 more.
I'll watch them eventually.
Sigourney Weaver is in it, and she's playing a child, and she's amazing.
I do love Sigourney Weaver. That's the biggest selling point for Avatar for me, really.
Yeah. Oh, and it's a reunion with Paint Me Like One of Your French Girls.
Kate Winslet?
Kate Winslet's in it. Mm-hmm.
Is she really?
In both of them. Both of these.
Oh, I didn't know that. Also, did you see like Zoe Saldana is like the #1 grossing actress of all time now? Thanks to all these movies she's in.
Been in Guardians and Avengers movies, and then she's been in Star Trek, and she
Avatar
has been in Avatar.
So look at her. just sneaking up there, making all these good choices as an actress.
She's been blue. She's been green. She's been brown.
She's been everything. And she won an Oscar.
From a hot take to Welcome to Derry, Nikki said, we're watching Castle Rock now. I have many questions. I do like that Tim Robbins has returned to Shawshank Redemption and Pennywise as a kid. What? Tim Robbins went back?
So Tim Robbins is in the TV show Castle Rock.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, but he doesn't play the same character.
I know that she was talking about Castle Rock, but I heard it was kind of an abortion or it just laid flat.
Yeah, so, okay.
Or fell flat, rather.
It did. I started watching Castle Rock its first season, and I made it about halfway through, and I was just like, this isn't for me. This is not what I signed up for. This is not what I thought it was going to be. So I stopped watching it.
I don't like those things in beloved franchises that just end up feeling like fan fiction. I hate that.
And that's exactly what it is, kind of. It's just
I
like
don't like
this
Rings of Power
rewriting of a Stephen King universe, trying to shoehorn things in. And I'm down for like an esoteric reference in something. But like, there just wasn't enough like horror, and there wasn't enough Stephen King in the Stephen King show. Now, the second season has Lizzie Kaplan playing a very young Annie Wilkes, like sort of like Annie Wilkes, like honing her killer craft. And that seems like a much better story to me.
I can't believe she's still a working actress.
We're about to see her in an Overlook movie.
That sucks.
I like Lizzie Kaplan.
I just don't like what she said after she made, before J.J. Abrams was famous and all that. Like, what is that movie, that found footage movie he made with the moss? Cloverfield.
I like Cloverfield.
So she was in it, and then she was like, I auditioned, and I thought it was for a drama, and then I found out on the shooting day that it wasn't this XYZ, and I just had to do it because I didn't read the script, and I'll never make that mistake because I don't want to be in a shitty horror movie like Cloverfield or whatever. I was just like, fuck you, bitch.
Well, and that's all that she's done since then. I mean, like, she's been in all these fucking horror movies and horror TV shows.
Fucking get.
So
she was in that sex show or something, right? Inventing Sex or something.
Masters of Sex or whatever the fuck. I don't know. Now that's what I call sex. Something. Either way, I don't know. Like, I fully intend on watching Castle Rock again soon, as I'm working my way through all the Castle Rock books right now. And so it seems like a good capper. But, well, Nikki, whenever I rewatch the Castle Rock, we'll have questions together. So let's
Meanwhile, he has to rewatch The Interview with the vampire.
That's right. There's so many things that I have to watch.
Nope, that's just it. That's the only thing.
That's
Because
the
we're
only
going to
thing?
binge it for the pod.
I can, in fact, watch that show without watching the other ones. I know what happens. I've read the books. Those two.
It's reimagined. It's like a beloved franchise with a bunch of fan fiction. I don't know if you like that.
What
But
a novel concept. I feel like that you would be open to watching it again. So mayhaps we just sit down and watch it together.
I would definitely watch the second season again.
You know that is the easiest way to get me to watch something, is to force me to do it.
Yeah, but like,
we have time. I think it's coming out for like Pride.
Okay. Yeah, makes sense.
Right.
From our deep dive into the longest goodnight, GlazedDonut over on Patreon said, an annual Christmas watch for me. Samuel L. Jackson has such great on-screen chemistry with anyone, but him with Gina Davis will always be my favorite pairing. You want me to stick it in my pants and shoot my damn dick off? Now you're a sharpshooter? Yeah. That was my interpretation of the laughing sideways emoji.
That was a good interpretation. I feel like I would have known exactly what you were referencing. I can't wait to watch that movie again. It's Christmas time.
I love that movie.
I think it's going to be an annual Christmas watch for me too. You're right, GlazedDonut. From our Shooting the Flames episode last quarter, Q1, Nikki over on Patreon said, I guess I was shocked by Psycho because that was before I got into horror movies and everything about it was new. As an aside, I thought the Netflix monster on Ed Gein was very good.
Everything about it was new except for the movie itself.
I think she was talking about the first time that she watched Psycho.
I know.
I do want to watch that Ed Gein show. See, I mean, these things that I want to watch that I know I never will. I will take your word for it, though, Nikki.
Did you watch that profile show that was on Netflix by the guy that did House of Cards, David Fincher?
Yes. Mindhunter?
Yes.
I liked Mindhunter a lot.
Yeah, whoever played the serial killer on that was amazing.
That was back when I had way more of an attention span to watch bingeable things.
Yeah.
Somehow in my old age, I'm getting far away from that.
BattleBurrito over at Patreon said, for the strange harvest mosquito sound, they played it continuously during the 80s and 90s footage flashbacks. Luckily, they moved away from those after the first act. I forgot about that. Fucking hate it.
You really didn't like that movie. You hated that movie so much.
It just reminds me of that Kathy Griffin joke about watching Hoarders. Summertime, like they don't want to show you like linger the camera on anything horrible, so they'll just do like a quick pan and the sound effect is and they'll show like the fucking skeleton of a cat under newspapers, whatever. Go.
It lessens the blow.
It does.
From our deep dive into Wreck, Verinima on Spotify said, sorry lads, but all I wanted to do was duct tape main character mouth closed. Whole movie, survival skills of a drunk chicken. I give normal people more credit to shut the fuck up in situations like that. Completely removed immersion. Upped the annoying meter.
And if you watch the sequel, she runs around like a chicken with a
That's right. Watch the sequel, Verena. Watch it now. Worth.
From our deep dive into Dawn of the Dead over 1978, Jim Dugan over on Spotify said 3.5 on 4.0 scores? Absurd. I guess they're mad at our scores for that. I'm kind of mad at our scores for that.
What does that mean?
That means that's what we rated it. He's mad at us for rating it. Dawn of the Dead, the original Dawn of the Dead, 3.5 and 4.
But Jim, are we too high or too low?
He must be saying that we're too low, which I would agree with. 3.5 for Dawn of the Dead. Did I give it 3.5? Traditionally, I'm half a star below you.
Yes, that was you. I guess I gave it 4. I mean, because it's kind of slow in places.
Maybe I didn't like it this last watch, but I've seen that movie like 10 plus times because I love it.
I love it too, but
maybe my idea of it is better than its last time because when I do a deep dive, I do it with more critical lens. So maybe that was, I don't know.
I mean, maybe you're just thinking about it from a constructional standpoint or something.
Which I love. I don't know. Maybe it's talking about something else that I don't remember.
Well, I mean, that was the second quote unquote season of our podcast. You know,
really?
That was so long ago. You know what I mean? So, hey, Jim, I'm glad that you're listening to episodes that are that old. You may not even be listening to this one. Again. I know. He's like, I don't know what Shooting the Flames
The complainers don't listen to Shooting the Flames.
Well, they should. That's where they get the most airtime.
And if they do, they're stalking us with weapons.
The movie?
No. Yes, with a VHS copy of Weapons. They're going to hit you with
it. Ow. Use your words, though, Jim. Tell us if it's high or low. I need to know. I need to know what you're appalled at.
Of course, I screened out all of the comments of, I wanted to watch Nightmare Before Christmas. Why is this on the podcast? Because you're on fucking Spotify. Fuck.
I love that.
Anyway.
Chris was telling me that all the comments for our number one episode, y'all, our number one episode of everything that we've ever covered on the Stone Flamers is The Nightmare Before Christmas. Who would have fucking thunk it?
Yeah.
But everyone just wants to watch the movie and they're appalled that we're talking about it. Absurd, as Jim would say.
Where do I go to watch it? People commented on those comments too, and they're like, you can watch it as my free streaming thing. And I'm like, what the fuck is happening?
She's hijacking our shit.
Yes.
You can watch it on Disney Plus. Do you have any questions or comments?
Yes. So K. Wayne Thornley, fucking serial killer.
Wow.
That's a serial killer name. K. Wayne Thornley over on Spotify said, I need you guys to post more often. That's all. Cheers. Commented on Mads.
Well, K. Wayne,
we are happy to please you.
We are. Maybe service you. We post episodes almost every usable Monday in the month.
Yes.
So
we used to just jam pack, but we have lives, busier lives than normal. You're in grad school, and
yeah,
I have a job and a startup and a podcast. So,
that's right.
Yeah,
we have lots of things. However, K. Wayne, I can assure you that we have things planned out for quite some time, so we're not going anywhere. Yeah, but thank you for that. I'm glad you want more of us. We like to put it out there. Bennett says, hey, Tired Queens, I don't know if you plan on touching any true crime or maybe true crime adjacent stories anytime soon.
No.
But
not if it's a fucking docudrama.
Maybe. But I just rewatched Fargo, the original film, and would love to hear you cover that if possible, if only to hear Chris give a synopsis in a Minnesota accent again, like he did with Drop Dead Gorgeous.
But that's not true crime. That's just crime. That's a crime thriller.
That's true. So can we just do crime movies?
Hell yeah.
Is it okay?
Well, I'm already planning on doing some of that. We have to do Fargo.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to barf. And then also I want to do several many others that we've already done a lot of like crime and sex thrillers.
Yeah.
Right. And that's up there. You know, I want to do lots of those. So I want to do, what's the one with the Christmas massacre at the beginning? LA Confidential.
That's right.
Technically it's a horror movie and Christmas. So I was thinking of maybe this Christmas or some Christmas in the future doing it.
And also, I haven't seen that movie since it came out, and I loved it.
Ooh.
So I would totally watch that.
And now we get to see Kevin Spacey die horribly.
Which is on everyone's Christmas list. Maybe not his.
Since I couldn't see him die at the end of 7.
What's in the box? Brown Bear sent us an email, and he said, every New Year's, my wife and I watch both the OG Psycho and the remake. What can I say? My wife is a Vince Vaughn fan. We watched the Ed Gein Netflix series.
We're going to watch The Cell.
Oh my God, yes. We keep threatening that. There's nothing about Minnesota, though, so Bennett would be unhappy. We watched the Ed Gein Netflix series, and on the plus side, she's opened up to watch more Hitchcock films, and we didn't realize it, but we were observing Cocktober since 2010. Oh my goodness. I know, it's a new holiday for us.
I think he means Hitchcocktober.
Mm-hmm. But he put that little hyphen thing. This last month, we watched Suspicion, Shadow of a Doubt, and Strangers on a Train. I think next year we'll start with both versions he made of The Man Who Knew Too Much.
I didn't know he made multiple versions.
God, you're right. That would be a really good pairing for Cocktober.
Oh?
Hitchcocktober. I can't just keep saying Cocktober.
We were saying that before we said Hitchcocktober.
I know, just because we're gay. For me, the biggest draw to Psycho, 1960, I show the cop scene in Psycho to my classes so we can break down that tension, that chess match it happens between the two. And your perspective on how he wants the audience to be like a participant. I mentioned how when she has to reach and get her information and hide the money, we are like accomplices sitting in the passenger seat while she hides the money, and we're like riding dirty. During your Constantine episode, I was so glad you mentioned Alan Moore's League of Extraordinary Gentlemen a while back. Well, November. I loved the graphic novel, and when they finally made the film as a cinematographer, I loved, notice in all caps, it. Another film that I enjoyed on a new level by making it black and white. There's a black and white version of that?
Oh.
I didn't know this. Just listened to your review of The Vanishing, and this is the first time you discussed a film I haven't seen.
Wow.
I would have thought you would have seen this movie, really. And just from your description, I totally agree that the premise sounds incredible. I trust your review scores, but I still want to see the film.
Yeah, well, you have to. It's history.
That's right.
Classic.
Lastly, I'll be attending the Overlook Film Festival this year. My sister Nikki might attend also, and I hope to get a chance to meet up with y'all. Bear, I know we both would really like to meet you and talk to you. I know that you have a lot to say about film.
Yep, and I've already given him our schedule and all of that, so he knows exactly where to be if he can. I think maybe only one of our movies is going to line up because at the end of the day, he wants to go and see the shorts and things like that. And of course, if you listen to our Overlook review over the years, we have not had much luck. So we are going short list this year.
We are going long format only.
Short shorts and a long jacket.
But can I just say, I mean, whether this happens or not, I mean, I hope it does. But if we were to be able to meet one Nikki in person, I swear to God, I'd probably piss myself with excitement.
And Barry, you're okay too.
Yes. I mean, like, obviously, you just wrote us this long email. We would love to meet you as well. But my God, Nikki's like our OG listener.
Speaking of OG listeners, we have some voicemails.
Okay.
Hey guys, it's Kimberly. It has been a very long time. Just wanted to let you know I'm still here. I'm still listening. I've just been busy as shit with stuff going on. I bought a house. I'm doing stand-up comedy. I'm doing poetry. And I'm developing my own podcast. So the title of my podcast is Crazy Bitch Mothers. Why the hell are you pronouncing Cujo like Jan Brady? Cujo. Also, fun fact on that movie, they had like 3 or 4 different dogs who played in that movie, and they had to cut out their wagging tails because they were so excited to work on the film. Just wanted to check in and let you know I love you. Bye.
So fun fact, Kimberly. We also responded to your text that you sent us about this and said, hey, we said all this stuff in the episode. But now we know your podcast name, so we'll go and check that out. Crazy Mom Bitches? Crazy Bitches Mom? Crazy Bitch Moms?
Crazy Bitch Mothers?
Crazy Bitch Mothers.
Yes. I can't wait to listen to that. I love all your voicemails. To Crazy Bitch Mothers.
Crazy Bitch Mothers.
That's right.
Let's do it.
And stand-up comedy, you say? Like,
could you do it all at once? Could you be a crazy bitch mother doing stand-up comedy and record that?
Please. Have someone like make TikToks of you doing stand-up comedy.
Oh, yeah.
Go viral. Let us see it. Thank you for checking in, though. We haven't heard from you in quite some time. We were going to send someone out to do a wellness check.
Safety check, yeah.
Mm-hmm. It was going to happen.
Next voicemail we got is from the Scrotus.
Oh.
Hey, Film Flamers. It's the Scrotus. I know it's been a long time since I've called in, but I got excited, number one, because you guys reviewed Mads, and I've been touting its praises for a long time. I'm trying to get people to watch that movie. It's so good. And it's really cool. I mean, especially just knowing what they went through to make it happen. But so kudos to you guys for getting the word out on that movie, because I agree it's great. Also, I'm really excited you guys are finally going to watch Wild Zero. Really hope you guys can play the drinking game, but do it with a little understanding that you can't really drink a full drink while you're drinking for the explosions and stuff, because you will get totally bombed within the first 20 minutes. So don't do that. But it's fun. Turn your brain off and just enjoy it for the pure slapstick that it is, and you'll enjoy it. It's definitely not scary, but it is entertaining and silly. And I hope you guys really enjoy it. I'm looking forward to hearing what you guys think about it. Anyway, that was it. I hadn't talked to you guys in quite a while. Again, can't wait to hear about what you think on that. Wild Zero. Scrotus out.
Yeah, so obviously we loved Mads and didn't love Wild Zero as much. But I forgot to turn my brain off, so I should have listened to this voicemail before instead of saving it for Shooting the Flames.
Well, and then, like, I agree. Here's what I was going to say, is that, like, we watched Wild Zero. We gave our initial thoughts, but I think whenever you listen to the deep dive of it, we literally say that we need to watch it again.
Yes.
And just expect a more fun ride and not be so analytical about everything, you know, which I think is hard for us to do.
And I wasn't really. I was kind of bored on part of it, you know, like, and I just I really feel like I did need some form of inebriation or audience to watch it with, you know?
And I feel like a second watch of that will be so much better. And I do want to do the drinking game just because I read through the rules and everything. And I was just like, well, this sounds like a lot of fun, you know? So I think, like, in a party type atmosphere, when you have a lot of people watching a silly movie and drinking with the rules, I think that will, like, increase everyone's, like, value. Yeah.
We have a second part.
Okay.
Hey, it's the Scrotus again. Hey, you know what? I forgot to mention in my last message. So my wife and I had a take on this movie, and I hadn't heard you guys talk about it at all. And I know that the drugs kind of come off as a red herring, but there's also a potential theory, and this is my theory, that could potentially be true, is that the drugs make this all in their head. If you notice, it's always from the perspective of the person that's on drugs. So it literally could be just all something that they formulate in their brain because they're on the drugs. Just a thought, and watch it again in that perspective. It's interesting because it really is from those three main characters. It's from their perspective, and they all took the drug, and they're all dealing with this in their own way. And it's just interesting in the way that it's interpreted. It could be that they were just in their heads. Just a theory. Maybe mull it over. I thought it was pretty interesting. Anyway, Can't wait to hear again what you guys think about Wild Zero. Again, may I emphasize, it's not a cinema verite movie. It is something to drink to and watch with a bunch of people and party and enjoy it for how stupid it is. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoy it and look forward to that episode. Take care.
Well, we did none of that.
Yeah, we were veriteing all over that watch.
Yeah, but at the same time, the theory of Mads is actually not a bad one. I still think it's a red herring. In fact, they say it literally was a red herring, the makers of it. But I do like that theory still nonetheless. I think a lot is happening around, and we do see the characters overlapping and seeing things happen, and everything's kind of aligning in such a way that they'd all have to have not only like a really highly specific shared illusion, but like literally the same one and the same things happening at the same time. Right. So I want to say it's actually a really thought-provoking and interesting theory, but I feel like the filmmakers have themselves discounted it.
I mean, and I know that they've said that, but like on Scrotus's side, like I am all for interesting interpretations of like film and literature and things like that.
Oh yeah, because he makes a point.
Yeah,
that's all three of our protagonists took that drug, and all three, and that's all our only real perspective. Except it's not really from their perspective; it's like just from following them around. But other characters are in that field of view.
I think if you can argue something,
what is perspective,
then you can argue your interpretation, and I think that's a sound, solid one that you could spend some time crafting a good argument about and thought-provoking. I would, in fact, like keep that in mind the next time I watch this movie, because I'll probably watch it again.
It's better than saying like that caused a real zombie thing. Like I like this explanation better than I do that.
I agree. I don't
for sure.
I don't like people saying the drugs turn them into zombies, because that makes no sense to me. Do we have a new patron?
We do. Fleeby Juice 85. A fellow millennial. Oh wait, you're not a millennial. I'm sorry.
Oh no,
you're older than that. You're even older.
Well, aren't 80? Oh wait, what's the cutoff for millennials?
Like 81.
Oh,
you're a junior Gen X. I am a geriatric millennial.
Thank God I have junior in front of something. I always feel so old. Welcome, Fleeby Juice 85 to the family. We're glad to have you. And we need to shout out our patrons at the Film Flammer tier or higher. And we'll start with our Film Inferno, so the top tier. And they are Penelope.
Call me Lestat.
Nimble Wembley.
I haven't heard from Call me Lestat in a little bit.
Yeah, where are you? Call me Lestat.
Call me Lestat.
Or just email us. Email me, Lestat.
At the Film Flamer tier, we've got Benjamin,
Nikki,
Lisa,
Jessica,
Random Dude,
Ashlie,
GlazedDonut,
Rosieredleader,
Alex,
William Skinner,
Ryan,
Shadow of the Dead Swan,
Sinistero,
and Fleeby Juice 85.
Hell yeah.
Thank you guys for your continued support. It is good to say all your names again.
Horror news.
Hey guys, you know what time of year it is?
What time of year? Q2?
Overlook. Oh. It's Q2. You know what happens in Q2?
Overlook.
That's right. We are headed back to the Overlook, and we are going to have our recap episode like we do every single year. But right now, since it is a newsworthy topic, we're going to give you a little sneak peek into some of the movies that we're going to be seeing, because a lot of them have a lot of buzz going on the social medias and all over the internet.
Right. So we're going to start our obsession with Obsession.
Ooh. This movie has gotten a lot of buzz after Sundance. It also played at South by Southwest. It was snatched up really quickly after Sundance and is getting a big release toward the end of May, I believe. So you will be able to see it, but we are going to see it first, and we'll tell you all about it.
Right. And then we have Faces of Death to mark off the end of the first night. And of course, this is not the original Faces of Death video. This is a essentially what I think to be a serial killer that's like copycatting the original Faces of Deaths. And that's happening. So
It's
interesting.
very meta. Yeah. And this is also kind of a big buzzy release. It's actually coming out like the weekend that we're at Overlook. So by the time that we record that episode and talk about it, some of you may have already seen this.
Kind of interesting that they're doing that.
I don't know why they're doing it, but and they are. It has Charlie XCX in it too, so it's just also weird.
Oh, she's in everything. She's in Mother May I or whatever the fuck coming up.
Oh, I want to see that too.
Yeah. By David Lowery.
That's
From
right.
Irving, Texas.
That's right.
On Friday, we're seeing Never After Dark, Goody Goody, Drag, The Restoration of Grace and Manor, which are a little more under the radar films.
That's right.
And then on Saturday, we are seeing the centerpiece film Leviticus.
Yes, and this is gay horror. So it's being described everywhere as the gay It Follows.
Wow.
Yeah.
And then we're seeing something called Hokum,
Hoka.
which has a trailer out now. And I believe that is the one that Bear will be able to see with us.
Hopefully. Yeah, Hokum is from the same director as Oddity, which we liked a couple years ago, made our top 10, and won like scariest movie
It was.
at the Overlook.
Very scary.
Yeah, it scared the shit out of me. And
I still remember you like jumping backwards. Watching
jumped
that. It was great.
and shrieked a couple times in that. And so I'm hoping to do that again. Adam Scott's in this too.
There was another movie that came out by that director that did Terrified, right? Where Evil Lurks or When Evil Lurks.
Yeah, I also jumped and shrieked at that shit
Shrieked
too.
at that dog.
Fucking dog. Swear to God. I'm looking forward to Hokum very much so.
Yeah, and then something called Normal with Bob Odenkirk, which I am a devotee. So that'll be fun, thriller. And then on Sunday, we're seeing something called Chili Finger.
Just very Coen Brothers-esque, I hear, and has a stacked cast. Like Sean Austin's in it, John Goodman's in it. It looks to be good.
All the Seans, all the Johns.
Sean and John's.
There's something called Cramps, a period piece.
Which is directed by the person who did the only short ever we have liked at the Overlook.
Miss Violet?
Yeah, Miss Violet Butterfield. It is a period piece in many, many ways. So.
Yeah. Now, didn't a short like just win an Oscar around this premise, like a period piece about the periods?
It was nominated for an Oscar. Yes. Jane Austen's period piece or something like that.
Yeah.
Oh my God, what a good short that
It
was.
was fun. Everyone needs to see that.
I loved that.
And then we're seeing Buddy.
Buddy's the movie I'm most excited about
Really?
for the Overlook.
And it's something in a unicorn costume.
So yeah, this also got a lot of buzz out of Sundance, and a bunch of children have to escape a murderous children's show, very Barney-like.
Yes,
Yeah.
but isn't it by one of our favorites, crafty Adult Swim directors?
That's right. Too Many Cooks and Yule Log.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We still
so-
haven't seen Yule Log 2.
I know. Patron Alex watched it and he liked it. So I'm looking forward to Buddy because I loved Yule Log so much. And I feel like this movie is going to be bonkers and it's going to be a really good way for us to sort of close out the festival, I feel.
Yeah,
Like,
I'm happy
just-
with our docket.
Me too.
time.
I'm ready for these movies and Overlook's going to be great.
Yep, but we would be remiss, since we're only doing the Shooting the Flames quarterly now, to talk about what's coming up in Q2 and beyond, actually. Starting off with Evil Dead Burn, which is actually being taken over by yet another new director. But this director, which I just learned today, maybe you already knew, is Sebastian Vinacek, who, of course, directed Infested, one of our favorites from last year or the year before. Overlook, about spiders in a French condominium tower, apartment tower.
I feel like this is a really good choice for a director to take over for Lee Cronin, you know, and he opted to make another movie, and we're going to be talking about it here in just a bit, y'all. But Lee Cronin opted out of doing Evil Dead Burn, and Sebastian Vinacek took over, and I feel like he's like the best person to take over the reins on this, to continue the kind of vibe that Lee Cronin did with Evil Dead Rise.
Sure, which is very Sam Raimi.
That's right, you know, and so it needs to be. So, yeah.
Next up, we've got Insidious, The Bleeding World. That's out in August. Lin Shaye is returning. That's all we really know.
Yeah,
No one else is returning.
I haven't watched any of the later movies in this franchise, so I think I'm just lost on it.
I think I have the first two, and then I didn't really even like the second very much. The first one was great, you know, but whatever. It was like his version of Poltergeist, because Poltergeist is his favorite movie, him being James Wan.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I feel like you saw the very last Insidious movie at some random like preview too. I don't know, it seems like forever ago.
Well, I am looking forward to this one probably the most of all of these, which is Clayface. This is for the Clayface as far as like from Batman,
right?
From Batman's Rogues Gallery, and I loved his character from the animated series. He's a Hollywood actor that tries to it's like The Substance, right? He uses the substance and he essentially can remake his face to be younger or anything he wants to look like. And then he gets addicted to the thing and basically becomes a mountain of clay that is tragic, right? So the character I think is supposed to be gay. I don't know if they're going to do that. I think later on they said he was gay. Or it's just going to be like the male version of The Substance. But this is directed by James Watkins of The Woman in Black and Speak No Evil fame and written by Mike Flanagan. So, and it's supposed to go into, I believe, like the Matt Reeves Batman universe, which is that movie was fucking cinema.
I feel like it's going to play somewhat...
Which is weird to hear me say, but it just fucking was.
You know, it was such a good movie. I really, really, really liked it. And they're making a sequel to that too. So I feel like they're creating their own little universe now, you know, outside of Nolan, which is a good thing, right? I feel like Mike Flanagan will know what to do with this kind of material and also like...
Oh yeah, it'll be him like looking in a mirror and having monologues for half a movie.
Which I'm here for, really. I mean, it's my favorite part of Flanagan. The thing is that like, I don't think that Flanagan's going to do anything original ever. And that kind of makes me sad. But, because he's a lot of things coming out, like these things coming out. He's so good
at originals, like writing his own stuff. But I don't know. No one's ever, as far as I know, Clayface doesn't have a miniseries that's a super well known in comics or anything. You know, I don't know. I really like that character. And if they do it right, tragic. And also they're describing it as body horror.
I'm here for it.
So I'm very into that.
And Mike Flanagan has The Exorcist coming out, I think this year at some point, maybe, or maybe next year. I don't know. So he's doing all the things. So
next up is Werewolf, and it's coming out December 25th. Robert Eggers.
Robert Eggers is just going to own Christmas with like classic-ish horror, I guess. I don't like werewolves unless they're spelled wolf.
I liked Werewolves Within.
Yes.
Didn't we like a one that was fairly recent too?
Recent? No.
Werewolf by Night.
Yes. Okay, that was good. The Marvel movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The ones that don't have much werewolves in them.
I like older werewolf movies. Like like The Howling. I like American Werewolf in London. Not enough to go see it at the Overlook. But
coming soon.
We'll just segue right into our trailers because speaking of Lee Cronin, the movie that he chose to do instead of Evil Dead Rise is called The Mummy. Nay, Lee Cronin's The Mummy.
That's true. Lee Cronin's The Mummy. He put his own name on it because it is a very unique take on this story.
Yes.
They did not lean into Egyptian mythology. I mean, it's in there, right? But essentially this girl has been lost or killed dead for 9 years, but they find her body inside a 3,000-year-old Egyptian coffin where she is mummified, and they bring her back to life, like medically, like in a hospital somehow. Don't know what the story is on that, but it's in the trailer, the newest trailer that launched, and there is some body horror and some like Evil Dead-ish kind of humor horror, you know. So there is something evil rising going on. So it's like The Mummy via like Sam Raimi, but like a little girl instead of like an ancient, you know, mummy. I don't know. It's just, if it seems unique, but also not.
It seems unique enough for me to go see it or want to see it.
It looks great. It looks like a very high production value.
Yeah, and it has a nice like Sam Raimi Extremity kind of vibe to it, which
she also looks very corpsey, like in the like the terrified sense. Like, and I like it when people are able to make dead, you know, characters actually look like inanimate object dead people.
Yes.
That's when things get real creepy to me.
So I feel like this is a movie that we're probably going to go see. Maybe this is even hot take worthy, you know? So, look out for more stuff about the Mummy, I'm sure. However, a movie is coming out toward the end of May that
It's gonna be May.
that is from a director that Chris and I have come to like very, very much. And this is Kane Parsons, who did The Backrooms, coming out May 29th.
Yes, and he did The Oldest View.
That's right.
So I think what you meant to say. He also did Backrooms. He made them famous. He did not come up with the creepypasta, but he did all the famous videos exploring the backrooms and making them creepy. And then I think he just like tied together his ability to run a narrative and a story. And he did The Oldest View, which was our scariest and favorite film, I think, horror quote unquote movie, media, I would say.
Yeah.
Of 2024, maybe 2023.
I think it was earlier than that. It was like
Something.
2023. Yeah.
And A24 saw that, and James Wan saw that, and Osgood Perkins saw that. So James Wan and Osgood Perkins have teamed up with A24 to give this guy a blank check, and he has done so. The trailer is out, and it stars Chiwetel Ejiofor, and that's all you need. The trailer is not. It's kind of whelming.
Yes.
But I'm thinking a lot of it's being held close to the chest because those videos are very creepy, and this guy knows how to creep you out. The Oldest View proves that, and his other videos that he's done prove that.
He does.
So this guy knows what he's doing. Hopefully, A24, James Wan, Osgood Perkins, let him cook.
I almost didn't want to watch the trailer, like I wanted to just kind of go into the movie because since they announced that he was doing it, like I think we talked about that on a Shooting the Flames as a news segment.
Yeah, I don't want to see any more trailers.
Yeah, I'm not watching any more trailers because
half of this movie is going to be about discovery.
Exactly.
And a slow reveal. Yeah.
I will say that I was kind of surprised to see so many characters in it. I was kind of hoping for like no characters or one character, Like
I really like that about The Oldest View. Very, very isolating.
Yeah.
In that way.
And I was kind of hoping for that. But I mean, like you just can't do the same thing twice, So I'm sure that this guy has got something up his sleeve. And
well, I think for a 2-hour movie or an hour and a half movie, like Oldest View is shorter than that. It's like in 20-minute segments, right? Versus this is like you can't watch another character die for stakes if there's only one character. You know what I mean?
That's true. I know. Maybe I'm being way too harsh on it. And
we'll just have to see. We'll let him cook.
And I have to know, I have to remember to go into movies lowering expectations. Like if you go into something expecting magic, it may not always whelm you, as you would say. What else?
Lastly, we've got The End of Oak Street.
Oh.
Now we're going a little bit further out into the genre here because it's going to be a little more sci-fi thriller thing, but this is brought to us by J.J. Abrams, who I have mixed feelings about at this point. But it is directed by David Robert Mitchell, who got a blank check from J.J. Abrams in this studio to do this movie. And this is the director, David Robert Mitchell, of It Follows. Now, he did another movie following It Follows. I forget what it was. Didn't watch it. Didn't get as high reviews. But somehow he has done this. And this has quite the cast with Anne Hathaway and Ewan McGregor and a family. And it kind of reads kind of poltergeisty, Steven Spielberg-y a little bit.
Yeah.
In the very tail end of this, you see a monster. Whether it could be a dinosaur, it could be something else. I don't know. Could be kind of like The Mist or something. But The End of Oak Street, I love titles that are, double entendres.
What's a double entendre?
The End of the Street.
Oh, The End of the Street.
The end of
I thought
the life of the street.
I mean, I was just like, what? I mean,
we are witnessing the end, and we are going to the end.
Okay. It's all coming back to me now. Or for the first time. I hope it's a dinosaur. And
fucking dinosaur. I want to be like a zombie dinosaur at the very least.
Well, I think that's
we have Jurassic Park already. We don't.
That's way too much to hope for. A zombie dinosaur.
A big crevasse separates this neighborhood like the Twilight Zone, and the fucking dinosaurs come out like it's the fucking Lost World. Give me a fucking
That's what I'm
break.
telling you. It's gonna be like it is. It's like not the Lost World, but
give me some like flying gremlins on like bone wings and shit.
Land of the Lost. You know what I mean? And that's fine. I like Anne Hathaway very much. I will watch her read a phone book. And I like David Robert Mitchell. He also has the sequel to It Follows coming out soonish, called It Also Follows or something like that.
Always again.
Something dumb.
It keeps fall. I don't know. Something dumb, but we read some sort of quote several minutes shooting the flames ago from him about doing a sequel. And it was like, he's not going to do it to make the audiences happy. He's going to continue on the theme of life is finite, death is certain.
That's right. So bring it on, sir. Bring all the things on. The end of Oak Street and everything.
Explain it to us through poetry and those clamshell smartphones.
Sheer poetry. Dinosaur poetry.
Rawr. Like Bruce.
Well, guys, I think that just about wraps up quarter two's Shooting the Flames. As always, we want to know what you think about this episode, and we like comments on all the episodes, really, because we're going to read them on next quarter's Shooting the Flames.
That's right. We will join you back for the least patriotic July the 4th ever, presumably. And for that, we'll be for Q3.
What are you even talking about, Chris? UFC is going to be on the lawn of the White House.
KFC?
KFC and UFC. I mean, I can't think of anything more American.
Are you kidding?
Than that. No, I'm not kidding. You don't know that?
No.
Yes. So Donald Trump is going to build like a quadrangle thing on the lawn of the White House, and they're going to have a huge UFC match.
Well, a federal judge just stopped him from doing any construction on the White House without Congress approval. So.
This isn't permanent. This is just for this is how we're celebrating our tricentennial, whatever the fuck we're doing this year. UFC. I don't know. UFC.
I fucking hate this timeline.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Let us know what you think about the timeline too. I mean, we're just quietly waiting for the end of it. The end of Oak Street and America. Find us on social media at the Film Flamers on Facebook, on Instagram, on Blue Sky, on those little places.
You can email us at tiredqueens@filmflamers.com, or please like the Scrotus, like Kimberly, call our hotline at 972-666-7733.
That's right. Thank you guys for calling in, and the rest of you do the same. We have some more content coming out for you this month. We've already talked about how we're going to be recapping our time at the Overlook, but it's April, y'all. It's comedy month, and we are talking House.
Right, House, the second story. I love double entendre titles.
We may have chose this film just for its sequel, which we'll be talking about over on Patreon. So head over to patreon.com/thefilmflamers, join the family, and listen to us talk about House.
The second story.
The second story.
Worth.
I like the tagline for House because it's ding dong, you're dead. I don't know. I'm really here for
You're old school.
I haven't seen these movies in so long. I'm excited.
It was one of the first critters that scared the shit out of me as a kid.
There's some really cool monster effects in this movie.
It's very Muppety, right?
Yeah, it's going to be a really good conversation. Well, Chris, this has been quite the Shooting the Flames. I think it's time for me to go off and prepare myself for the UFC match of a lifetime.
Okay.
And have some sweet dreams.
Doesn't one of those little Muppet monsters look kind of like Hagura from the Dark Crystal or whatever?
Yeah, there's this really weird kind of
the Great Conjunction, and then she gets a shotgun to the face.
Yes, they're all super Muppety.
Yeah,
it's gonna be a fun watch.
Love it.
I feel like I need drinks for that one too.
But you wouldn't give it 4 stars?
House?
Yeah.
No. No. Famous last words.